But today is Waka Granny Wednesday, where we come out here and we slice and dice these granny yards. Yeah. Just pulled up at this yard right here. You guys have seen it before, but the reason I started the video right here is because I've been go all day, but also, very important, pay attention. The reason I have started this video right here at this yard is because this is the last cut of the year. So I has speaking too many languages. Znaš kako je poludiš kad imaš puno jezika u svom mozgu i onda ne znaš koji ćeš da izabereš da pričaš. Anyway, but I have mentioned to you before, not all of my customers go year round. Some of them do drop off, fall off, whatever you want to call it. And this is one of them. So not all of them go year round. A lot of them will drop off. End of October, we go through October and then we drop off. What do you do when your customers start to drop you off? Because you're not in the situation that we talked about a few weeks ago about setting yourself up for the future. So, well, one of the things that you can do is offer other services. For example, look at the shrubs, okay? If they have any kind of beds that need cleaning out, trimming the shrubs. It's just an example. This customer doesn't do any of that with me, but I'm just telling you what you can do. Offer those services. But the number one service that you can offer right now, ninjas, is aeration. So you look at the yard, for example, we've had a tough season with the drought and, you know, just everything burning up. Aeration is good regardless whether we hit a drought or not, but especially if we had a drought, aeration will refresh this yard and give it a boost like that. Remember what I'm saying when I was gonna do yesterday or the day before in that video? Yeah, okay. Straight out the jungle. Yeah. Anyway, so that's one of the things you can offer, and hopefully they would say yes to you. Just obviously make sure you know what you're doing as far as when you're quoting. But that's a good money maker, and it's another thing that will get you to earn some money. And yeah, you know what I'm saying. So anyway, not all of my customers go year round. And what do you do when you're in a situation that now you're scrambling, right? Now you have customers dropping off, things are slowing down, season's coming to an end. Season has already come to an end in a lot of places, depending what part of the country you are. And what do you do? Well, if you don't have any customers and you don't have any kind of additional work that you can add or offer, right? Because a lot of your customers don't want that for whatever reason. Personally, you got the wrong customers, but I'm just kidding. But some customers don't want it. Number one thing you can do is throw out flyers. There are things out here that still need to be done. There's people that always need help with something. And yes, you most likely will come across a job that you normally don't offer throughout your year, throughout the season. But as things are slow, you can now focus on the mulch or the landscaping part of it, making beds or some kind of rock work or, you know, whatever, right? So you need to throw out your flyers, tackle on the good neighborhoods, get your name out there. People will call you. Actually, I've got a ninja who just requested an aeration job, and he's a ninja locally here who watches the videos, and I haven't had a chance to get back to him yet, but I got his email because I just checked it this morning or last night. And so that's another thing, you know, if you get your name out there, people will contact you and they need help and, you know, whatever. Throw it out there. Get your name out there, ninjas. Another thing, excuse me, advertise on Facebook. You know, you've got your local community pages that you can go ahead and throw out there that you are a local professional landscaping lawn care company and that you are offering all these services. Throw it out there, okay? There's a bunch of apps like Nextdoor. I don't particularly use, but I know about them. You can throw out or fill out, download the app and fill out the profile and whatever, and there are people in there that are requesting jobs for whatever jobs that they are locally there in your neighborhood, in your surrounding area. So that's another option you can do. I've mentioned this before. You've also got online services such as Thumbtack. I haven't used Thumbtack in years, but it's really good. It's built my business up to what it is and where it is the time that I did use it. I know that prices have changed and things have changed the way they run it right now than what they did when I used it, but it's still pretty similar. You can still apply on there and request. They will send you requests from your area, and you have a choice if you want to accept it and bid on it, or if you want to not accept it and just pass it. So there are many options for you. You don't have to freak out, and you don't have to, oh, what am I going to do now? All my customers are saying this is it. We're at the end of the line and there's nothing anymore till March or April or whatever your season starts. But there are things you can do. The worst case scenario, ninjas, is if you're in the situation where I was a few years ago and you don't have any luck getting or closing in any new customers or jobs, you go get a part-time job. You got to do what you got to do, ninjas. You can't just sit on Granny's couch all winter and just expect or hope that something's going to come your way. Go out here and get it. Nobody owes you anything. And if people don't know you exist, people don't know about your business, who going to call you, ninjas? Nobody. Even your own granny ain't going to call you if she don't know your number. Think about it. All right? So you need to get your name out there. You need to get your business out there. People have to know. All right? So there's things you can do, but like I said, if worse comes to worse, get a part-time job and stick with it until you pick back up and just turn in your week's notice and quit your job and get back to work. You got to do what you got to do to make your business successful and prosperous and beneficial, all those good things, right? You got to do what you got to do. I worked a job for 10 years. 8 years really. I was there with the company, but for the first 5-6 years, I was struggling, and I was glad I had that job. And then the last 2-3 years really, I was really struggling because I had too much work, and now I had a full-time job. So, I built up the business to the point where I felt comfortable to walk away, and I finally walked away after 8 years there, seniority. I worked my way up with the pay raise and everything, and I finally walked away. But I worked 2 jobs for many years, and I worked night shift at that job for the longest. Okay, and then I finally later transitioned into day shift, but night shift was a killer. But I was also younger, and I was able to do it. I could probably do it right now too, but it played a toll on my body and my mind and lack of sleep and all these things. But you know what? I was determined, I was focused, and I was hungry. You got to be hungry. You got to want your business to succeed in order for it to succeed. And you got to believe in yourself, okay? And you can't give up, and you can't quit. Never quit. Never quit in your life in anything, no matter what, but especially if you're trying to grow a business. But no matter what, if you got a goal of any sort, personal goal, business goal, stick with it and fight for your goal. I've talked about this several videos in the past, many months ago even. Maybe weeks, months ago, I don't know. But I said if you have a goal and if you have a dream, you have to protect your dream and you have to protect your goal. Life is hard. Okay, business is hard. Life is hard in general, but then when you add like running a business, that's really hard. And trying to figure everything out, all the bells and whistles, it's tough, but you can do it. Everyone can achieve greatness if you put your mind to it and you don't quit believing in yourself. Does that make sense? Of course it does, because I'm sensei. But yeah, offer those things, and like I said, worst case scenario, you'll get a job, and that's what you got to do. At the end of the day, there's no buts or ifs. You do what you got to do to provide for yourself, your family, and get your business growing and going and mowing and going. Yeah, I think I already said that. But it is what it is. So aerations are coming up. I've already scheduled quite a bit, as I mentioned in the other video, but I've got more coming in, and I'm going to start calling. Also, we've talked about price changes, and how I do my price changes, and every couple of years, I'll bring it up a notch. You know what? You have to bring your prices up as you go along. Are you really gonna cut a 40, 30, 50, 60, whatever the yard is, it doesn't matter, just an example. Are you really gonna cut a $40 yard 10 years in a row? So let's say you're in business 10 years and you got a yard 10 years ago for $40. If you're still cutting that yard for $40 10 years later, you're doing it wrong. I'm just telling you. You're doing it wrong, and you're killing yourself out of money, and you're just squeezing yourself deeper and deeper into depression. And when I say depression, I don't just mean like the mood depression, but like depression of your business, okay? You cannot be mowing a $40 yard 10 years in a row. It took me a couple of years to realize that. My customers got very comfy. They got very comfortable with those prices that I was doing for several years, 4 or 5 years in a row. And then when I finally figured it out on my own and realized, what the heck am I doing? Nick, don't give me that, but Nick, what are you doing, Nick? Why are you cutting these $40 yards 5, 6 years in a row? I made a mistake there. So what did I do? Then I decided to raise the prices. Well, what happened then? Simple. Customers freaked out. All of a sudden, I had a lot of people messaging me, talking to me, the ones I called, some of the ones I texted. I like to usually call them, but some of them I've texted. And, you know, they freaked out. They're like, whoa, where's this coming from? And I'm thinking, excuse me, we've been at the same price for like 5 years. Why are you giving me crap about it now? But when they know that it's a trend, they get used to it. But you don't want to make it a trend every year. Of course, my phone's going to go off when I'm talking to you, ninjas. You don't want to make it a trend every year. I think that'd be too crazy. But, you know, every 2 to 3 years, adjust your prices. And when you adjust your prices, ninjas, you don't need to adjust your prices nothing crazy. Don't be trying to jump $20, $30, you know, $15 even sometimes is too much. But $5, $10 should be reasonable. And it should be understanding by most customers. $10 is even sometimes pushing. It really depends what the obstacles are and what the yard requires of you as a professional to do. $5 should be an understanding. I've never had any issues with $5, except that one time when I went up and people were freaking out on me. So I've learned very quickly that in order for me to succeed in this business and in lawn care, well, any business really, but in lawn care, because we're talking lawn care, because we're doing lawn care, you really need to grow as everything else around this grows. Okay? The cell phone bill that I'm paying today is not the same price that I was paying 5, 10 years ago. Okay, the cable bill, which I don't have, but for example, you know, the same thing, it's gone up. Internet gone up. House payments, interest, whatever, you know, I didn't have house payments, you know, 10 years ago, but you get my point here. Everything is going up. Matter of fact, my house payment now went up, I think last year. Okay, because the taxes went up, because the value of the property went up. So, what was I gonna do? Call and complain? That wasn't gonna do any good. They were just gonna tell me pay your monthly payment or get out. Yeah, anyway. So, my point is, you can't be doing $40 yards 10 years in a row. Okay, you gotta be smart. And one thing I've learned, and I'm not gonna lie to you ninjas, I'm learning every day as I go, and I've even learned this as I've started YouTube and sharing things with you. But my vision and my mindset was get more customers, more customers, more customers, more customers. And I know other people have talked about this, but I'm telling you for me, okay? I don't care about other people, and I don't care if somebody has figured this out already. It's cool. I'm telling you where I'm at. I figured out my mindset was more customers, more. Well, the problem with that is you're going to get to the point where you can't take on anymore and you're stuck. Or you're going to take on so many yards, but now you don't have the help, because as we all know how it is in the lawn care industry, nobody wants to work. So now you got all these clientele, but you can't keep up, and people are going to drop you because they're going to go to somebody else who can keep up. What I've learned in the last couple of years, ninjas, is it's not about how many yards you have. See, one thing I noticed is every time somebody messages me or asks me or comments, it doesn't matter, how many yards do you do? How many yards do you do a week? Does it really matter? I mean, I'm sure it's a legitimate question, and there's nothing wrong with asking. But what I want to tell you, ninjas, is it's not important how many yards you do. Here's why. The ninja who has 10 yards could be pulling in the same amount of money, if not more, versus the ninja who's got 20 yards. I'm serious. So, but how, Nick? I'll tell you. You have things that you can offer that guy who's just cutting grass can't offer, or doesn't even know, or hasn't even thought about it. Okay? He's cutting a $40 yard for 20 houses. You're cutting a $40 yard for 10 houses, but now you're adding shrubbery, mulch, aerations, fertilization, spraying, if you got a license, of course, shrubbery trimming, gutter cleaning, pressure washing. There are so many things that you can do. That guy is just cutting 40 yards for 20 yards, $40 for 20 yards, and you're cutting $40 for 10 yards, but you're adding hundreds of dollars per customer on other things. So, and of course you can spread that out. You don't have to do it all at the same time when you're mowing in the middle of the season. You spread that out, but at the end of the year, you want your customers to be more valuable in your financing, in your book, and in your financial, whatever it is that you have that you keep up with at the end of the year. So if you have $1,000 customer at the end of the year, let's figure out how you can get that customer to be a $1,500 or $2,000 customer. And let's not worry about how to get 10 more customers the following year. Okay, that, my ninjas, is the way to go. And I know, many have talked about it, I'm sure, but that's okay. I'm telling you, the mindset I had even 5 years ago compares to the mindset that I've got just a year or two ago, that I've realized. So I am learning this stuff as I'm going every year. I don't know everything, and I never claim to know everything, but I do know what works for moi, okay? And if it works for moi, it's most likely gonna work for y'all. And so I'm gonna share it with you so that way in hopes to help you. But look, just because I'm sharing it with you, that doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. Every area is different, every turf is different, every, customers are different, everybody's different. But it never hurts to try. If you don't try, you'll never find out if it really works for you or not. Does that make sense? Of course it does, because I'm sensei. So I'm gonna go mow this yard. It's the last one, bittersweet a little bit, I guess. I'm always get a little emotional, at the end of the year. It's the last cut of the season, and I'm not gonna see this house probably till March or April. So it's always, it's a little emotional. You got this, ninjas, and you can do this. I know there's a lot of you out there who are struggling and worried right now, biting your fingernails. What do? I want you to know I was there. I promise you I was there. You can ask Mama Ninja, I was there. You can ask whoever I know, you can ask. I struggled for many, many years. I even freaked out when I finally got my mowers and I had a mower payment and business was slowing down and I didn't know what to do now because I had mower payments and there's no work. But I kept my job. I kept my job until I was comfortable enough to walk away. All right? So don't sweat it. Instead, let it motivate you to do more and to do better. And that goes in life, ninjas. I know we're talking business, but I'm gonna transition a little bit into life, okay? In life, you're gonna come across things that are gonna be very, very tough for you. Whether it's a single parent or a job situation, maybe it's family, right? Parents or brothers or sisters or aunties or uncles, or maybe even your granny. But you know what? You have to take the good with the bad, and you have to always stick to your goal. If you don't have a goal, first of all, you need to have a goal. What is your goal, ninjas? It doesn't even have to be lawn care related, because I know a lot of you are watching, you don't even do lawn care, you just enjoy the videos, and that's totally fine and cool, and I appreciate you, I really do. But, seriously, what is your goal in life? Not just in business. What is your goal in life? Where do you see yourself 5-10 years from now? Do you want to be in the same situation where you are now 5-10 years from now? You do? You don't? You don't have a goal? You don't know? If you don't have a goal, if you woke up today and you don't have a goal, you need to go back to sleep. And don't get up until you figure out what your goal is. You need to have a goal and a vision of where you want to be in 5 years, 10 years. Now, back on business. When I was growing this business, I had a vision and a goal of where I wanted to be. It's not where I want to be, but I'm definitely not where I was. So what does that tell me? It tells me when I set a goal and a vision and a dream, and I'm determined and I'm fighting for it, I'm making progress. So I am today where I was not 5 years ago, or 10 years ago even, okay? But that doesn't mean where I am today, I'm gonna stay here 5 years from now. It's gonna be a whole different ballpark and different things. Now, could it be lawn care? Could it be something else? Who knows? Life will take you through a journey of all kinds of things. But remember this, through that journey, you will encounter things that are gonna make you quit, make you hate yourself, make you hate life, make you question things. But what I am trying to tell you right now is, no matter what it is, you never lose sight of your goal and your dream. And you never sit there and pity yourself. And just give up on yourself. You have to keep fighting for that goal and for that dream, even if there's small steps every day. And sometimes those steps are not even visible to the point where you go, man, am I really making progress? Yes, you are. Every day that you don't give up and quit on yourself and that goal and dream of yours, you are making progress. May not be visible, but you're making progress. The visibility of it will show down the road. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You'll look back and go, huh, that ninja 5 years ago, yeah, that's me, that ninja I'm talking about. Man, that was one silly ninja. You know, I thought I was gonna quit. I thought I was, you're gonna have things like that, and you're gonna look back and go, man, whew. So save yourself a headache. Save yourself the pity. Save yourself the depression and the anxiety, and right? Just focus on the goal and the vision and the dream. If you do that, you're gonna be all right. Now keep in mind, you're not alone. I'm here with you, and we're gonna go through this together. I got you, okay? We're gonna go through this together, and you're gonna see that it's gonna be okay. And if you have anything that you want me to talk about and touch on, feel free to comment down below and let me know what it is that you're dealing with, and I'll be happy to talk to you about it. I'll dedicate a video for each person that comments something. Okay, what it is that you're talking about. If I know and I can give you advice and help you, I'm happy to. But if I don't, I'm not gonna get on this camera and BS you. I'm not gonna get on this camera and tell you something that I even don't have a clue what the heck I'm talking about. It's so funny to me. We've got a lot of people in the social media world, right? I don't want to just say lawn care, because it's social media world. I mean, in all different types of platforms. They want to come on camera and they want to talk to you and tell you this and that and pretend like, you know, they're professionals and they know what they're talking about. They have no clue what they're talking about, because they are just now getting out of diapers and started wearing pull-ups. If you have something, I will be happy to talk to you and give you my personal opinion on it, but that doesn't mean I know everything. If you comment down below something and I don't know it, I'm just gonna tell you I have no idea. But if it's something that's really valuable, that it could not only help you because you're the one asking me, but it could help hundreds and thousands of other people, I will dedicate a video to that topic, whatever it is. You are in control of your life, not your boss, not your parents, not your business, and not your family members, mommy, daddy, brother, sister, aunt, uncle. Even your granny is not in control of you, even though sometimes she wants to be, and she'll pull out that cane and she's gonna threaten you with it. But you know what? You're in control. You take care of you and everything will be a-okay. Never quit, ninjas. All right? I don't think I'm gonna record anything anymore because I've talked to you long enough now. So this is gonna be a advice video. Okay? Oh yeah, that's it. Take care, ninjas. We'll see you tomorrow for Thirsty Thursday.